Welcome to episode 5 of the May Online Poker Series, where I am fighting to try to make some money and have a good series. I was fighting off some tilt during yesterday's episode, just another losing day, close call. I said yesterday I was feeling the pressure. Today I'm feeling good, ready to play. I kind of highlighted during yesterday's vlog that today's schedule is pretty nice. And Millions Online also starts, which is my home sponsor, Party Poker. They're starting their series, so that'll be nice to add their events. I got the lucky hoodie on, got a full day ahead of us. Let's play another session. Oh, you guys thought I wasn't gonna make you do a quiz this morning. Well, too bad. You're doing your daily quiz. Today we are gonna move into out of position post flop. Tough one. It's gonna be tough today. These ones are tougher than the other ones I've done. All right, so you can see the action in the top left. So this one is we raised and the button called. 5-4 deuce, kings, I think we're gonna bet half pot. I would be wrong. I thought kings would wanna force a lot of money in and get a little bit of protection from ace highs, but I guess not. Well, you know what's interesting is we actually do have the larger sizing with 10s, 9s, 8s. These overpairs that I guess need even more protection, right? If you bet pocket 10s bigger and you can fold out queen highs and king highs, that's a win. Same with 9s, 8s, 7s, and 6s. But as soon as you get the queens, kings, and aces, you want to play trap here or just bet smaller. So I'm glad that there is at least some big betting here. It means that, you know, having a big bet is not a bad thing, but as far as our entire range, we got that one wrong. Or, sorry, I got that one wrong. And you also do a decent amount of checking, so good to know. Next question. So, what is this? Button raises, we call. Check, bet 1, we raise, they re-raise. Call. Yeah. Do we do any shoving here? Yeah, so our best queen X would just get it in. A little bit of calling with the king, queen, and then some weaker queens. Queen 7 here, raise and call. Probably a bit of both, but I'm gonna check. Yeah, actually just might be a pure check. Yeah, our entire range wants to check here. Okay, jack 6, raise and call. They see that we're fold. Good. King deuce, fold. Queen jack. Ooh. Raise, 3-bet, call, 3-bet pot, check, and they overbet jam. Fold? Yeah. Do we call with a heart? Is there any? No, just pure fold. Pure fold. What are you guys doing here with the nuts? I'm calling. Raise. What happened here? Raise, 3-bet, call. C-bet, jam. An ace with a spade, man, I'd be pretty surprised to see a fold. It is a weak spade and a weak ace, but I think it's a little too much to fold. Yeah. 7-8 offsuit versus a C-bet. I think, I could see this one calling or raising. It's always safe to go for the call, because usually things that do raise do also call. Jack, wow, what a flop. Raise, and we called in the small blind. Feels like a wide call. Checking. Yeah. Okay, pretty good. A lot of people got 100 though. Look at that. So as good as we did, 35 people did better than us. I like doing the daily quizzes on here. Maybe it's a little bit boring, but you guys can skip ahead if you don't like the quiz. And you should be doing your quizzes. Listen, if you want the app that I'm using, in this vlog, I'm going to link it in the description because people are asking about it. So it's going to be in the description of this vlog. It wasn't in the last few vlogs descriptions. So down below. Heading into day 4, we've had some pretty consistent sessions. First 2 sessions played around 40 tournaments, next 2 around 20. I think today will be probably closer to 40. And 4 losing sessions in a row. These 3, not so bad. More like break even, like close calls. Day 1 was just, we just got cooked. So yeah, All right, 6 out of 6 in the satellite. Nobody else is short. Well, sort of, but big spot, stone bubble. Hey. Here it is, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 tables. Stream is live, Thursday session. Man, vibes are good right now. Vibes are good. I feel good. Coffee in the system. I got a fresh mind. Haven't taken any bad beat. Well, one bad beat today. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. At end of last session, I was starting to feel like the first inkling of tilt. And not that I should be tilted or deserve to be tilted, but you know, feels good to have shaken off the tilt and just to be ready to go for a good sesh today. King here. Scary ranges though. Under the gun 1. Tight ranges. Goes for the call. It's an ace high board. Starts small, I guess. So I lose to a lot of the suited aces. I lose to pocket queens. My hand's not very good anymore, honestly, which is kind of a tell, but I think I'm still folding here. In the 109, ace king suited, raise 3-bet, 4-bet. After the first few hours of play, we have 3.4K in buy-ins and 482 in cashes. This is going to be the bulk of the schedule though, so one of these games. It's got to be one of these games. I freaking flopped it, man. The royal flush. All right, this player has aces as the big stack against my short stack. But it don't matter. And we have kings here against this guy's ace-7 offsuit. And that, unfortunately, did matter. This could be danger. Oh. This sort of thing on the bubble, like I just can't. This sort of stuff is just getting really tough to overcome. Like, it just is getting tough. Something that's nice this week, at least compared to the start of the series, it's gonna be really nice out. So be able to mix in some outdoor time throughout the week. Maybe hit the golf course. And it's just better for the mood. Ace king. Big pot and 300. That's crazy. That is crazy. Clicked it. Oh God. We have a bounty opportunity. That range is tight. That range is tight. No good or bad is my timing here. Oh, very freaking good. Okay, I'm not expecting that. Shove against late position here in the 215. Money. Binds and cashes. What are we? Just under 6 hours in. 4,700 and 582. As far as potential goes, we are 4 out of 15 in this $320 tournament. We have a big stack in the mystery bounty early days. Also 5 out of 15 with 11 getting paid here in this 162. Not exactly where I want to be 6 hours in, but it definitely could be worse. So let's see what these runs do. Man, I'm really feeling like if in the last couple hours here, I can bring this day back to even or close to even, that's a big win. Honestly, given the parameters of so many of these hands today, so many, whatever. It was a very swingy session up until now. If we could bring it back to close to even, I think that's a win. Going into the off day, going into the weekend, I'd be okay with that. This is the stone bubble of the 320. 12 left, 11 get paid. Raise under the gun, shove for 36 big blinds. Super weird to ever see a shove this big. Gonna definitely give it a second here, but wow. It's usually ace king for these big shoves, but we'll see. How do I avoid this? Can you guys tell me? Tell me what I can do to stop seeing this, please. Day 1 of the Millions series, we have final table of the $320. Going in 2 out of 9. First place will be $1,900 plus bounties on top. We also have this final table in the 162 Turbo. First place is 2.3K, and we are 3 out of 5. Beautiful cooler here in the 162 Turbo. They shove, I call, and now we are chip leading. As for the 320 FT, it hasn't gone super well. We went chasing a flush draw here against a range that had a lot of bluffs. Called flop and turn, and river went check check. We lost to a small pair. We also bluffed 2 streets here in position and gave up on the river and lost this pot too. All right, so we qualified for day 2 of this $11 25K with a pretty good stack. It's the bottom of our buy-in range, but not a bad day 2 to have. That'll be on Monday. All right, 2 final tables and 2 turbos to close. Winning day is looking unlikely, but it does look like we're gonna bring the day back a little bit. And that's all I wanted an hour ago, so anything over that is a win. Wow, big fold. All right, this is an ugly spot, 3-handed with the short stack, but I mean, it's... Nice. Hey, another good hand heads up. Gonna go for the limp shove with the Jays. Against 9s for the win. Let's go. First place in the Millions Online Turbo for 2,300. We ran so freaking good, finally. All right, just had this tricky spot at this final table. So chip leader raises. I have 23 big blinds with 10s. I think we can shove or 3-bet or call, really. I go for the 3-bet, and then the big blind clicks it. I mean, non-all-in 4-bet click with under the gun still to act. My range is tight. It's a pretty tricky final table spot, I think. But I folded, so I don't know. I think king queen's good enough. Best of luck. Going for the win. No, why is it an ace? Oh. GG. There are the final cashes for the session. Cash for 140 and 107 in those last 2 turbos. So we're gonna finish with 3,945 in cashes. Unfortunately, that doesn't quite add up to the 49.45 in the buy-ins. . He's a vlogger, he's a track star.
He's a vlogger, he's a track star.
Okay, a couple hours post-session. Felt unreasonably swingy today. I didn't feel like a session where I could slowly build stacks and everything was under control. It just felt like every 5 minutes it was like, oh, ace, king, queens, or kings, aces, or another cooler. And to be fair, like there was definitely some coolers on my side, which is why I was able to get some stacks, make the final table in the 320. We won the 109 turbo. But yeah, okay, so could have been worse. And here's the thing, we brought it back to minus 999. So we brought the session to minus $999, 49.45 and 39.45. This session kind of feels like I made it through the week. You know, we played Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And aside from the first day, we kept it all like pretty even. You know, we had deep runs, had a couple of final two tables earlier in the week. It's been anything but, standard. It's been anything but standard. It's been swingy. It's been swingy. So I don't know. I feel like closed out the session well today. And yeah, I just feel like I survived the week, you know? It was not a good week, but I feel like I survived the week. The plan now is to take tomorrow off. Was never gonna play Fridays. I think I told you guys that. Yeah, plan now. Tomorrow's gonna be an off day. It's gonna be a full rest and recoup. I'm not gonna study. I'm not gonna play. I might still do my daily drills. I think that's always a decent thing to do, but yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a full refresher. And then Saturday, we'll play the schedule. And then Sunday, we battle. Okay, I wanted to look at this hand where I checked back the flop and my opponent bet pot. I wanted to kind of remind myself, in game theory, how sticky I need to be in this kind of situation. So let's run this through the solver. So the big blind can do some leading here. Can lead some 8x, can lead some gutters. Some two pairs, some more draws. So there's some leading going on 8-4-5. They went for the check. This is a board where we can bet big. You can see some pot size betting, some big betting, really any size. I mean, it's all kind of split. So you can see the range is split up. You can see some big betting and some smaller betting. The 8x, which needs a lot of protection. You can see all kind of choosing some bigger bets. The 9s, the 10s, the jacks, needing a bit more protection from overcards, putting in big bets. Very common theme there is the top pair and the first couple over pairs will bet the biggest. And then you'll sometimes see aces kind of go for that smaller sizing because you don't need to worry about as many runouts. Same with the kings, and then you can see progressively these bigger bets happening. However, a lot of checking going on, and you can see the offsuit aces tend to get checked quite a bit, and that's what we did here. So we checked ace 10. And the turn was the 4 of spades. After check is obviously doing a lot of things. They're doing a ton of bluffing for small and larger sizings. Just a ton of betting, pretty natural. They're not doing anything weird with, like, we're not gonna get this exact in game, right? Like, we don't know what people are bluffing, but it's, this is pretty natural. Like, they're not bluffing random king highs and queen highs. They're not really bluffing the broadways much. There's probably a lot less of this kind of stuff going on, like, betting king 9. Like, I would say if anything's inaccurate about this, like, I don't think people are bluffing queen 9, king 9, king 10, queen 10, queen jack, jack. Like, I just don't think they're betting these hands on this board. It's just like weird. It's just kind of nothing. So I think there's gonna be less of these Broadway bets. Opponent goes for a bet of 100%, and I want to see what we want to defend. This is the whole point of this. How sticky do we need to be? So these are all the spades combos. So any suited Broadway against pot, after checking back, you're only calling with the flush draw. So that's very easy to implement. You want to be a bit stickier with your ace jack, your ace queen, and your ace king, even without the flush draw. But those also are folding a little bit. Of course, any of the gutters, and of course the flush draws, like all these ace X connect with the board. So you're defending your range well with these. You're defending your range with the king sevens, king sixes. You're defending your range with your best suited hands and all your flush draws. And then there's these offsuits, which it looks to be like relatively linear. Like you're calling not as much ace nine, a little bit more ace 10, a little bit more ace jack. And not really folding much ace queen. But you can start to fold these right away on the turn after check back. So, you know, and this is against a very aggressive strategy on the turn. Versus a small bet. I'm assuming versus a small bet, we don't want to fold this at all. So let's take a look. Let's say somebody goes for the block sizing, which is also pretty common here. You can see people bet this sizing with a 5, with a weak 8, maybe with some like flush draws. And that's where you don't want to be folding much. And you even start to call a little bit more of these, you know, it's starting to mix in a little bit of calling with even the non-spade broadways. It's a good reminder that, you know, if you check back and your opponent bets pots, like, yeah, even if they have a lot of bluffs, you can just kind of get rid of your ace 10 or your ace jack a lot of the time. Get rid of your broadways. Don't worry about your king jack suited so much if they bet big. Don't worry about your king queen suited if they bet big, assuming you don't have the spades. Yeah, so I think that's like a good reminder. For me, at least, it's a good reminder of kind of what I want to defend on the turn in those kind of pots. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 5 of the vlog. It's been a great week, great start to the series, and we got plenty more coming every day this month, except for Fridays. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.